Good morning, it's 10 a.m. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. This is the Breakfast News with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. BJP National Executive hails demonetization and surgical strikes, passes political resolution targeting opposition for stalling parliament, backs Prime Minister's simultaneous polls proposal. Attempts for a truce continue in the Samajwadi Party Akhilesh faction to meet Election Commission today with signed affidavits of legislators. Economic growth estimated to slow down to 7.1% in current fiscal year. Actual numbers likely to be lower as estimates don't account for demonetization. Cold wave conditions intensify in North India. Snowfall throws life out of gear in Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Avalanche warnings in both states. Rains lash national capital region. Hailstorms in Chandigarh. And 5 people killed after gunman opens fire inside airport in Folrida. Gunman in custody. Flight services suspended for now. Well, as the Samajwadi Party races against time to solve its internal crisis, hectic negotiations and deliberations took place on Friday. A series of meetings were organized as leaders from the two factions were seen shuttling between the residences of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav and Samajwadi Party's patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav. The Akhilesh faction will meet the Election Commission today with signed affidavits of legislators.
It could be the last attempt for a reconciliation as Akhilesh and Mulayam camps of the Samajwadi Party try to broker peace. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav met with Uncle Shivpal Yadav briefly on Friday. Shivpal then met Mulayam Singh Yadav at his residence. Amar Singh also made it to Mulayam's residence in Lucknow. Later, Azam Khan met the party patriarch to find some scope for a truce.
वो कहते हैं कि व्यापार करने आया है अमर सिंह उत्तर प्रदेश में। कौन सा व्यापार किया है मुख्यमंत्री बताएं। एक कौड़ी का अगर ठेका पट्टा लिया हो, स्थानांतरण उद्योग चलाया हो, कुछ लेन देन किया हो, बहुत विनम्र चुनौती है कि वो जांच करा लें, वरना इस तरह के अनर्गल बयान देने वालों के मुंह पर लगाम लगाएं।
कुछ लोग नेताजी के साथ जो लगे हैं, जिन्हें असुर शक्तियां कहा जाए, वो नेताजी को सोचने का मौका ही नहीं दे रहे हैं और वो लोग खुद ही नेताजी का कद घटाने पर लगे। मैं तो नेताजी से अपील करूंगा कि नेताजी उनसे बचिए। बेटा सबसे बड़ा होता है, ये लोग जो हैं ये उतने बड़े नहीं हैं। ये सब आपके खिलाफ कॉन्स्पिरेसी कर रहे हैं, ये बीजेपी के एजेंट हैं।
Meanwhile, the Akhilesh camp has reiterated its demand for full control over ticket distribution and the ouster of Amar Singh.
हम लोगों का बस इतना ही कहना है कि उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता ही नहीं है बल्कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान की जनता आदरणीय अखिलेश यादव जी के ऊपर भरोसा कर रही है। इसलिए माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की सोच सिर्फ ये है कि उत्तर प्रदेश को यदि आगे ले जाना है, मैंने 5 साल काम किया है तो परीक्षा मेरी होनी चाहिए। कहाँ पर किसको लड़ाना है इसमें मेरी सलाह होनी चाहिए।
Akhilesh Yadav's uncle and close confidant Ram Gopal Yadav claims their camp has the signatures of 212 of the 229 SP MLAs, 56 of the 68 MLCs, 15 of the 24 MPs and a majority of the 5,000 delegates expressing support to the Chief Minister.
अभी तक 229 कुल हमारे जो MLAs हैं, उनमें से 212 ने एफिडेविट पर दस्तखत किए हैं। 68 MLCs में से 56 ने किए हैं। 24 MPs में से 15 ने एफिडेविट्स पर दस्तखत किए हैं।
However, Friday's consultations suggest a new momentum in the endeavor of the two warring sides of the Samajwadi Party to close a deal that would prevent the outfit from splitting ahead of the state elections beginning February 11th.
The Election Commission of India has asked both the warring factions of the Samajwadi Party to prove their strength on January 9th. Meanwhile, most of the opinion polls suggest that if the party splits, both Akhilesh Yadav and Mulayam Singh Yadav would be at loss. So, is that the reason for hectic parleys to forge a truce? Reporting from Lucknow with camera person Shiv Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, joining me for a chat right now, live from Lucknow, is our correspondent Kriti Mishra. Well, Kriti, as far as the crisis within the Samajwadi Party itself is concerned, we've seen it unfold over the last few days and intensify over the last few days as well. But as far as today is concerned, there are several reports in the media speculating that the Akhilesh Yadav camp will meet the Election Commission and, stake claim to the cycle symbol sometime later today.
Well, that's right, Frank. There is no visible respite. In fact, all the endeavors seem to go in vain. Yesterday, there were hectic negotiations. Shivpal met Akhilesh, Amar met Mulayam, then Azam met Mulayam. In fact, a press conference was also called. Speculation was rife that Mulayam Singh Yadav could be declared as the national president of the party. Amar Singh could be ousted from the party and Shivpal could be sent to Delhi. But none of the compromise formula, none of these negotiation points came ahead, surfaced. Later, in fact, the press brief was also cancelled. Today, in fact, we're getting reports that Akhilesh's camp would lay stake on the party's symbol and they would appear before the Election Commission. So, in fact, Samajwadi Party is running against time. They have to appear before the Election Commission and, in fact, election notification would also...
Well, we seem to have lost the link there with Kriti Mishra. Of course, we'll try and reconnect with her. But in the meantime, let's remind you that the feud continues as far as the Samajwadi Party is concerned. We'll have to leave it at that as far as the Samajwadi Party is concerned. We'll bring you the latest as and when it develops, of course. But moving on now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the concluding speech at the second and final day of the BJP National Executive Meet in Delhi. On Friday, the National Executive passed a political resolution hailing the transformative initiatives taken by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while claiming that it has snatched away the pro-poor plank of the Congress and other parties. The party said that the poor are now backing the Prime Minister. Party President Amit Shah, in his remarks, criticized the opposition for opposing demonetization. The party also hailed the surgical strikes done across the line of control in retaliation to the Uri attack and said that the world witnessed a different face of India due to that decision. The party also appealed to the opposition parties to consider holding simultaneous assembly and Lok Sabha elections.
रोजी रोटी कपड़ा मकान चारों चीजें और स्वास्थ्य और शिक्षा, ये अगर सही मायने में देना है, 70 साल के बाद भी देश की यही हालत है कि यही प्राथमिकता हो गई है और इसको अगर देना है तो उसके लिए ज्यादा पैसे सरकार के पास आने चाहिए, इसलिए कर चोरी रोकना है। पश्चिम बंगाल और त्रिपुरा में जहां कहीं हम चौथे नंबर पर भी नहीं रहते थे, दोनों जगह हम 2 नंबर पर आए। महाराष्ट्र, आसाम, चंडीगढ़, गुजरात, राजस्थान, यहां हमारा जबरदस्त विजय हुआ। कुल मिला के 10,000 सीटों पर चुनाव हुए, 8,000 सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने प्राप्त की।
Well, the standoff between the centre and the TMC over demonetization and the arrest of TMC MPs in a chit fund scam continues. TMC Chief Mamta Banerjee has sought the resignation of the Prime Minister over the issue of note ban and has sought a national government to be formed. She also sought the President's intervention in what she terms are her attempts at saving the country. She also appealed to all political parties to forget differences and unite. Accusing the central government of being vindictive, Mamta said that it is using investigating agencies to target the opposition. She claimed West Bengal had lost 5,500 crore rupees in the last 2 months following demonetization. The BJP has rejected Mamta's claims.
আমরা তো মনে করি মাননীয় রাষ্ট্রপতিজিকে আমরা অনুরোধ করি যে রাজ্যগুলোকে বাঁচান, দেশকে বাঁচান এবং আপনি একমাত্র পারেন এই অবস্থায় আইদার এখানে ন্যাশনাল গভর্নমেন্ট চালু হোক, দেশে ন্যাশনাল গভর্নমেন্ট তৈরি হোক, তাতে যদি বিজেপিরও কোনো সিনিয়র লিডার থাকে তাহলে সংখ্যাগরিষ্ঠতার জন্য আমার আপত্তি নেই, কিন্তু এই যিনি বর্তমানে আছেন তিনি পারবেন না, তার দ্বারা সম্ভব নয়। তিনি যে কাজটা করেছেন, যে গাছে বসে আছেন সেই গাছের ডালটাই কেটে ফেলেছেন। ডিমনিটাইজেশনের জন্য গত 2 মাসে আমাদের 5,500 কোটি টাকা আমাদের রেভিনিউ এবং আমাদের আর্নিং যেটা বলে এটা হচ্ছে রেভিনিউ লস হয়েছে। মাত্র 2 মাসে 5,500 কোটি টাকা रेवेन्यू लॉस हुए।
ऐसे इंसान प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बनते हैं। उसको देश की जनता चुनते हैं, तभी वो प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं। किसी का कहने से उसको कोई सीरियसली आप लेना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि ये कोई कहने वाली बात नहीं। ममता जी को इस तरह का बातें नहीं करना चाहिए था।
Meanwhile, the Congress staged protests in several states against demonetization under the aegis of district Congress committees. Protests were held in Kerala, Chhattisgarh and Bihar. In Kerala, senior party leaders courted arrest as workers protested outside the RBI office. They accused the central bank of failing in its duty to ensure a smooth implementation of the move. They also accused the central government of failing to resolve the problems faced by the common people post-demonetization. Protesters in Chhattisgarh clashed with the police, who later lathi-charged them. In Bihar, protesting Congress leaders demanded a waiver of loans taken by farmers.
Right gesture to make to show the concern of the people against all the consequences of demonetization. The Reserve Bank has really let down the country, and its conduct in the planning and execution of this scheme has been deplorable, to say the least. The shortage of money.
हमारी जो मांग है, राष्ट्रपति को हमने ज्ञापन हम सौंपने कलेक्टर को आए हैं कि आखिर इस देश में कितना पैसा जमा हुआ, दूसरा इसमें कितना काला धन है, तीसरा देश को इससे कितना नुकसान हुआ है 55 दिनों में।
हम प्रधानमंत्री जी से मांग कर रहे हैं कि इस देश के जो किसान मजदूर हैं, जो किसानों का कर्ज है, वो माफ किया जाए।
Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. You're watching Constitutionally Yours.
Carpenter industry hires child laborers. There is no protection to those children.
70 crore plus people are either directly or indirectly employed in the villages.
State and union government has to see that a common man's income has to be improved.
Do you think these labor laws are sufficient?
We need labor laws for the organized sector because it's a human rights problem.
Join us as we try to understand contemporary issues related to the Constitution. Watch Constitutionally Yours on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, non-resident Indians can now deposit old demonetized notes of 500 and 1,000 rupees at RBI offices till June 30th. The announcement comes ahead of the 3-day-long Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention in Bengaluru, which is expected to be attended by overseas Indians from across the world. This announcement was made by the Ministry of External Affairs. The ministry further said that all Indian citizens who were outside India from November 9, 2016 to December 30, 2016 can also tender the old notes at the specified issue offices of RBI until March 31, 2017. However, the facility is subject to regulations which puts the limit of bringing back currency into the country at 25,000 rupees per person. Separate FEMA provisions are applicable to persons in Nepal and Bhutan, which would continue to apply. Well, GDP growth is estimated to slow down to 7.1% in the current fiscal from 7.6% in 2015-16. The slowdown is mainly due to a slump in manufacturing, mining and construction sectors. However, the first advance estimates of national income 2016-17 doesn't reflect the impact of demonetization effected on November 9th. Chief Statistician TCA Ananta said, although figures for November were available, it was felt that in view of the demonetization of notes, there was a high degree of volatility in these figures. The figures are based on sectoral data for only 7 months or till October. Real GDP or gross domestic product in 2016-17 is likely to attain 121.55 lakh crore rupees. The provisional estimate of GDP for 2015-16 is 113.50 lakh crore rupees. The projections on national income are now in line with the Reserve Bank's estimates, which too has lowered the GDP growth prospects to 7.1%.
इसका इफेक्ट लॉन्ग टर्म भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि यदि इकोनॉमी के स्ट्रक्चर्स चेंज करते हैं, बिहेवियरल प्रैक्टिसेस चेंज करती है, हम यदि लेस कैश सिस्टम में जाते हैं तो कई प्रोसेसेस में ओवर टाइम बदलाव आएगा।
जब सारे विश्व में मतलब स्लो डाउन हो रही है और सारे डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज में भी स्लो डाउन हो रही है, तो नेचुरली इंडिया कैन नॉट बी एन एक्सेप्शन। इंडिया स्टिल अमंग द कंट्रीज, आई थिंक इंडिया इज परहैप्स वन ऑफ द बेस्ट परफॉर्मर्स।
The National Investigations Agency on Friday filed a charge sheet against alleged Lashkar eTaiba terrorist Bahadur Ali. According to the NIA, Ali was trained at a Lashkar camp in POK to carry out various activities in Delhi at the behest of the banned outfit. The 21-year-old terrorist has also been accused of stone pelting and stirring unrest in the valley after Burhan Wani's death. The charge sheet also highlighted gaps along the line of control as Ali, along with 2 other terrorists, went undetected for 7 days. All 3 of them entered India between the intervening night of June 12th and 13th last year and reached their destination only around June 20th. Ali was in judicial custody since August. A special court had on December 19th extended the judicial custody of Ali till January 18th.
NIA has filed a charge sheet in NIA Special Court Delhi against LET terrorist Bahadur Ali. We have brought on record clinching and strong evidence which proves that he is a LET terrorist. He has been given training in Pakistan.
Well, here's a look now at the news and events lined up for the day in our segment, The Day Ahead. The 44th edition of the World Book Fair will begin from today at New Delhi's Pragati Maidan. The theme of the fair is Manushi, focusing on writings on and by women. The 9-day-long fair aims to show the diversity of writings by women writers. The fair will be inaugurated by Minister of State for Human Resource Development Mahendra Nath Pandey. Eminent Odia writer and Jnanpith awardee Pratibha Ray will be the guest of honor, and Tomasz Kozlowski, ambassador of the delegation of the European Union to India, will be the special guest on the occasion. As many as 134 films from across the globe will be screened at the 9th edition of the Jaipur International Film Festival, scheduled to begin in the city today. The event is expected to draw 250 filmmakers and artists from the fraternity and aims to promote emerging directors as well as encourage exchange of knowledge, information, ideas and culture between India and the participating nations. AAP National Convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will address 2 public meetings in poll-bound Goa today. Kejriwal will address rallies at Benolim and Vasco. Assembly elections in Goa are scheduled on February 4th. The party has already announced 36 candidates for the 40 constituencies. Moving on now, cold wave conditions further intensified in North India with a fresh spell of moderate snowfall and rains. Foggy weather conditions remained in several states with rains lashing Delhi, Punjab and Haryana. Normal life was thrown out of gear as the Kashmir Valley received its heaviest snowfall this season. Operations at the Srinagar International Airport were suspended and all flights for the day cancelled on Friday. A medium danger avalanche warning for the next 24 hours has been issued for the areas situated about 2,800 meters in Kupwara, Baramulla and Bandipora districts in North Kashmir, advising the inhabitants not to venture in avalanche-prone areas till this evening. Meanwhile, in Himachal Pradesh, fresh snowfall occurred in several high reaches of the state. The light to moderate rain continued in several other parts of the state on Friday. Chilly cold wind blowing throughout the day in the state further brought down temperatures. The Met Department has issued warning of heavy snowfall at few places during the next 48 hours. Well, rains also lashed several parts of Delhi, Punjab and Haryana in the early hours today. Chandigarh witnessed hailstorms. Rains will continue for the next 24 hours, leading to a drop in the maximum temperature. According to the Met Department, Delhi will have to reel under severe winter chill throughout the next week. Uttar Pradesh is under the grip of intense cold wave due to dense fog and dry, icy winds. The Met Department has predicted that today the sky will be partly cloudy towards noon and thunder showers may occur in the afternoon. Maximum and minimum temperatures are expected to be around 20 and 9 degrees Celsius. All schools up to 8th standard have been closed till January 10th. Well, it's time for another short break on the program right now, but we'll be right back.
Taking its name from the abundance of simul or red silk cotton trees that bloom vividly here, the Simlipal National Park is home to three of India's biggest animal species: tiger, Asiatic elephant, and gaur. Spread over a sprawling area of 2,750 square kilometers, set on a wide expanse of sal forest, this park is nestled in the very center of Mayurbhanj in Odisha. It is one of the most breathtaking nature reserves in India, with forests, grassy meadows, and some beautiful waterfalls like Joranda and Badehipani. It is also home to an astounding 1,078 species of plants, including 94 species of orchids.
Well, let's begin this segment with our top international focus. Now, 5 people have been killed and 8 injured after a gunman opened fire inside a Florida airport. The shooting took place at the baggage claim area in Terminal 2 of Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The shooter, who according to reports was acting alone, has been taken into custody. All flights have been grounded and airport services temporarily withdrawn.
The President-elect and I send our prayers and our thoughts to the victims of this attack, to their families, to the courageous first responders, and to all the citizens of the Fort Lauderdale area. It's a very challenging time.
Well, the US has released declassified report on presidential election hacking. The report concludes cyber operations from Russia were directly ordered by President Vladimir Putin to harm Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton's campaign. According to the report, Putin's aim was to target Hillary Clinton's credibility and boost Donald Trump's chances of winning the election, and more broadly, to make the US electoral system look shady and untrustworthy. Meanwhile, the CIA has identified Russian officials who are directly involved with the election hacking. Donald Trump, however, has declined to single out Russia over cyber interference and has said the election outcome was not affected by it. Here's a quick look at the other developments from around the world in World Wrap. In a renewed push for the first time since October, Iraqi troops entered Mosul from the north on Friday. Iraqi forces in a press statement said that the army has liberated Hadba district in northern Mosul. Forces have so far recaptured more than half of eastern Mosul, but they have yet to face insurgents who are still firmly in control of the western half of the city. The operations are part of a major new offensive launched last week to seize ground in the city. US First Lady Michelle Obama bid an emotional farewell as she concluded her final official speech at the White House. Thanking her supporters, Michelle focused her remarks on empowering young people to reach their potential and stressed the importance of valuing diversity. Japan and France reaffirmed cooperation in security in addressing North Korea's nuclear and ballistic program at the third session of a political-military dialogue between the two countries in Paris. Both countries also highlighted the need to expand the international community's efforts to combat terrorist threats, specifically by Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. And finally, some sports news now, where the BCCI Senior Selection Committee has announced the Indian One-Day International and T20 International squads for the home series against England. Virat Kohli has been officially appointed captain for all 3 formats of the game. He will lead a 15-member squad in both ODIs and 2020s against England. All-rounder Yuvraj Singh makes a return to the ODI and T20 team after 9 months. Batsmen Shikhar Dhawan and Ajinkya Rahane have been picked only for the ODIs. While Ashish Nehra makes a comeback in the T20 squad, rookie wicketkeeper batsman Rishabh Pant is the only new face in the T20 team. India and England will play 6 matches, 3 ODIs and 3 T20s, starting with 50-over contests on January 15th in Pune.
Virat has spoken to us on Skype. He was on Skype with us, and we really stick to the combinations. And after speaking to him and after discussing, this is the best possible team that we have arrived at. We should appreciate the way Yuvraj Singh has played in domestic cricket. In fact, all these days we were thinking that he's not playing those long innings and all. So he played some fantastic innings this season.
जो कैप्टन है वो टीम पिक करता है और क्या होता है कि ये तीनों ही भुवनेश्वर, उमेश यादव, यहाँ बुमराह वगैरह, ये सारे इन्होंने अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया हुआ है. तो ये इसमें बैलेंस करना बड़ा जरूरी रहता है कैप्टन के लिए भी. इंडिया में तो ज्यादातर 2 स्पिनर खिलाते हैं और 3 पेसर होते हैं, तो बीच में पांडे हैं, वो भी गेंद कर लेता है, तो एक बैलेंस ज्यादा अच्छा बन जाता है.
That's it on this edition of the news at 10. Have a good day.